I would like to take a few minutes to update you on the recent CITES convention held in Geneva, Switzerland. Legal wildlife trade has been regulated internationally since 1975 by the United Nations Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Flora and Fauna. This convention, most commonly referred to by its acronym CITES, has currently 183 member countries or signatories, which are referred to as parties to the convention. Parties have pledged to facilitate international cooperation to ensure that trade in wildlife remains at sustainable levels and does not threaten species survival. CITES works continuously and meets regularly. Meetings of the full Conference of the Parties to CITES takes place every 3 years, and those enable parties to propose amendments to species listings. This year's convention was attended by 170 countries along with numerous intergovernmental organizations and NGOs. Why does CITES matter to DSC and its members? The international hunter who might wish to bring a trophy back home from a foreign destination will be affected by decisions centering on the legality of wildlife trade. These decisions can very much determine whether or not such shipments will be allowed. Representatives of DSC were in attendance at this year's CITES COP. DSC has been elevated to a respected voice in worldwide conservation. Our opinions are sought out at the international level, and there is no more important place for that voice to be heard than the Conference of the Parties. During the convention, the DSC delegation were a part of the working groups and committees, and various resolutions and formal decisions were submitted for consideration. This agenda was typical of detailed scrutiny to which wildlife trade is exposed and helps emphasize why international hunters' concerns must be and are part of this debate. Now let me share a few alarming items that we learned by attending this year's CITES convention. First, we did not see science guiding the actions and decisions made at CITES. We saw countries like Kenya and Niger, countries that have very poorly managed their wildlife resources, impose restrictions and reject downlistings on the southern African countries that are managing giraffe, rhino, and elephant well. Second, we saw the Western anti-sustainable use NGOs speak through countries like Kenya and the Western African countries. And lastly, we saw the IUCN stand almost completely silent when given opportunities to offer science and facts in committees. CITES was created to serve a critical mission, one that DSC has long supported, yet the callous willingness to situationally ignore science and bend to the pressure of anti-hunting NGOs must be challenged and changed. Rest assured, DSC and the DSC Foundation will take an aggressive stance in support of whatever change is deemed necessary to assure that science and the international hunter have a voice at CITES.